All right, and we're back live here at Lucky Leaf with Blake. How's it going, man?
Good, how you doing?
Doing really well. Happy to have you here. Tell me a little bit about what it is that you do and who you're with here at the Expo.
Yeah. So my name is Blake Johnson. I'm the president of Prairie Island CBH Inc. Incorporated. I oversee the operations of cannabis for the Prairie Island Indian Community and its businesses. And so that is where we have a board of 3 members that oversee the operation side of cannabis for the tribe.
Very, very cool. So it's been an exciting past couple of months for you, I imagine, going from the soft launch to the full launch to now having a line of flower that you guys grew, sort of expanding to a full-blown dispensary. What has that been like?
Oh, it's been amazing. You know, I think it's been a lot of community involvement and just hearing from our community what they like to see in this business opportunity, and you know, just going from the phases of developing it to opening up to learning about it more. It's been exciting, and I think our community's excited to see how this comes about in the future here. And we really are looking and still learning. There's still a lot to learn about this business.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. So tell me a little bit about what led up to you guys opening. So I was there on day 1. I'm really proud that I was like purchase number 7. I still have my receipt. I thought it was cool. But I'm sure a ton of work had to go into actually getting the storefront, getting the product, getting doors open. Walk through a little bit about just like what led up to you guys opening your doors.
Yeah, being a tribal community, you know, we really leaned on our council to figure out the path forward and how this business structure could work. One thing we did is our council really wanted community involvement. Where does the community sit on cannabis? Where does the community want to see us go if we move forward on cannabis, right?
For sure.
And so it was a community-based led initiative where we had a number of community meetings, also understanding that, you know, the legislature was still debating cannabis. And, you know, as we were realizing it was going to be more of a reality, we definitely took to our community to hear from them. You know, and our initial thought was just going into the dispensary route. And as we developed that and as we opened up, we see the need for products. And so that led us down to the cultivation side of things and seeing that, you know, there isn't enough product being developed amongst the tribes because tribes are the only ones able to grow it.
For sure. And
so going from that point and progressing it to be vertically integrated was a process. But our community members were up to speed, and the involvement there was just so awesome to see.
That's really cool. I love hearing when community is sort of the core of growth, when it's the core of development, because it's not people telling a community, hey, here's what you guys want to buy. Here's what, you know, we think that you guys need. But instead, build more organically from just like, what are people asking for? What were some of those early conversations like with people? Like, were people generally receptive to the idea of, hey, we want to bring tribal, not just cannabis here, but a tribal-run cannabis business? Or was there some hesitation?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always going to be hesitation, right? We're starting a brand new business, and I will say that, you know, anything that any business that is run by a tribe is the whole goal is to provide for its community.
For sure.
And so looking at what it could bring to our community, you know, we really push healthcare and education amongst our tribe, and so, you know, a lot of it has to go into that. And so as we're looking at cannabis, you know, I think we looked at it through the lens of how can we benefit our community through this business. And so, you know, there was ups and downs. There was a learning curve amongst a lot of our members, you know, because of what the federal government and the states and everybody portrayed cannabis to be, right? And so having those educations and teaching them and learning and having people learn exactly what benefits it does. You know, from Dakota people here, you know, we understand anything that comes from Inamaka, which is Mother Earth, is there's a need for it, and it's a medicine. And so that's how we approached cannabis and be able to get more of our membership to understand the true value of it.
Very cool. And since you guys have opened, had those conversations, I mean, you've obviously found the community reception from it because you've continued to grow. But what have some of those conversations been like with tribal members who maybe hadn't before experienced cannabis, but now because of a regulated shop. You guys are open. You're able to talk about these products and educate people. What has that been like?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, I think the education, is just something we push. And if we can't educate our people about something that we're operating, we're not running the right way, right? And so we really stress the education piece of it, and it's crazy to see some of our elders that actually have come into the shop. They may not consume cannabis, but they do see the lotions. They do see the other medical needs that are actually beneficial for you to take, and it's been great to have.
That's so cool. Yeah, the first day I went, I was excited to buy the vaporizable products, to buy some flour, but you guys also had some baked goods there that were rich in CBD.
Yes.
And I was like, I'll give it a try. I'm not really an edible guy, but I got to give it a try. And holy crap, it was a really good scone, and I loved that it had cannabis in it in a way that wasn't like, I'm going to go home and just be super stoned.
Oh, yeah.
But in a way that's really introducing it to people in a way that, like, my mom could walk in and say, oh, yeah, I'd try that.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool.
Well, it's pretty awesome, it brings the narrative of just understanding, like, what cannabis actually is, right? And being able to showcase, like, there's all different needs and wants for it. And you can do it in so many different ways, and it's pretty cool, and it's opened up a lot of our community's eyes. Like, you don't need to just smoke it. There's other benefits and other ways to do it. So it's been pretty awesome seeing that.
That's really cool. So you guys have a ton of variety in the products that you have. You have flour, you have vape carts, you've got the edibles that I talked about earlier. You can get some of the beverages, the hemp-derived stuff, all that. What is, if someone were to go to your shop and say, I'm just looking for, like, one thing, what would you recommend? What might you send someone towards the Island Pezza?
I think for us, our staff is trained when we have a specific education style that not only speaks solely on cannabis, but the native view of understanding what cannabis is and what it portrays in the Dakota people's eyes, right? And so with that, we can be able to navigate you to certain products that we think would benefit your needs or your wants. And so I think that's just something that we want to stress, is that you may not know what you're coming in for, but our staff can help you go to the path on what is best for you and your needs.
I love that, and I can absolutely vouch for that. Like, going in there, they are so attentive, not just to, like, the, hey, I want this, do you mind grabbing it? And they're like, oh, of course. But ask if there's anything else you're looking for, being able to explain the difference between products. It was really cool having it be day one of a dispensary being open, and already your staff are knocking it out of the park. Like,
and I credit our staff. I mean, they've seen a lot of people come through those doors. And, being one of the only ones closest to the Twin Cities, we do see a big number of our guests coming through. And for all different variety of reasons, and it's pretty cool to see how our staff handle it, and how upbeat our staff can still be throughout a full day.
Yeah, totally. The first day I went, I came out and the line was, like, wrapped around the parking lot and going all around, and I heard from people that were near the end of the line that it was top tier service, and it's I think showing that even after helping hundreds, thousands of people get products that they need, still doing it with a smile.
Yeah, and it's we're in a unique situation of being able to be open so early, right? And I think for us is that we continue to learn and educate ourselves on better practices and procedures, and on the staff level piece, but also on the product piece. I think we're early to market. Things are brand new.
Yeah.
So we see the opportunity that our products are only going to get better as time goes on. We really focus in on how we can provide some more products that are more beneficial all around.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm part of your guys' email newsletter. So when I got the notification that there's sun-grown flower grown here in Minnesota by the tribe available for sale, I thought that's a really cool advancement in sort of that next step of the industry. What, not to ask you to, like, expose any secrets, but what are you guys looking forward to in the future as Minnesota continues to evolve?
Yeah, I think, we strategically have partnered with a number of different groups, and that's related to cultivation or the production side of things. We have partnerships and operations to do all those aspects, to be vertically integrated. And as I mentioned earlier, we weren't necessarily going down the path of being vertically integrated, but understanding where we are and where we're positioned, we had to go down that path. And so as we look to the future, we continue to want to grow out and build out our products, not only just for Prairie Island and other tribes, but we want to be able to support and help out the rest of the state market. Cool. And so as we're looking to when the state opens up and that path forward, we're having conversations. We're trying to learn and educate ourselves down that line.
I love it. Well, I thank you guys for being open. I'm hope that our industry continues to evolve, but at least it gives me a better answer when people come to town. And they're like, do you know anywhere to buy weed? I'm like, actually, yeah, I do. It's a really beautiful drive and not that far, and go check it out. So.
Yeah, and I think we've had a number of customers when I've been in the shop, and it's they're like, we didn't realize you're that close to the cities. We're like, yeah, we're just 40 minutes south of the Twin Cities. Yep. We're not too far away, and it's been pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've heard of people taking a day trip to Michigan. This you could do in like an afternoon and not commit a felony.
Yeah,
that's sort of cool, So.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on today. We really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good rest of your lucky leaf. And,
it's been great to see all the people walking through and stopping by just to learn more, and we've been enjoying it really well.
I love it. Well, any wrapping thoughts before we go? Do you want to share? Or?
No, I think we're just excited to continue to build out our business and be able to supply the state market. I think we're continuing to partner with other tribes and other businesses, and we want to continue to grow cannabis business here in Minnesota.
I love that. Well, I'm excited to see you guys continue to grow as the industry grows, and just thanks for rocking it. So.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We'll be right back.